Okay. All right. Hey, ladies. So sorry. I was having a little bit of a trouble in my Zoom room connecting, so I had to come right into Facebook. So, anyone who is in the VIP, as soon as this is over, come back into the Zoom room. So let me make sure that you guys can all see me and hear me. Okay, great. Into the Zoom room. All right. So I'm on a delay, but I can see you now. Awesome. So hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the first day of the Communication and Connection Challenge. For anyone who missed the kickoff, make sure you go back and watch it because I did a lot of overview telling you what we're really going to be breaking through in the next couple of days together. And it's really important that you go back and see that. So, what do you guys want to start with today? It's exciting. All right. So, again, if you're coming in and you're part of the VIP group, I am sorry my Zoom was not working great. So, as soon as the Facebook Live is over, come back and join me in the Zoom room. So I'll make sure to, you should have a text message and an email with that Zoom room link on it if you are part of the VIP. So come back as soon as this live is done and I'll meet you back in that Zoom room. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Valerie Kolick. I am a trained neuropsychotherapist, a relation expert, and coach. I've been working in this field for almost 2 decades, and it's my mission and passion to really help women and couples create love and passion in their homes, their relationships, and their lives. Because I truly believe the healing of the world starts with the healing of the home. And I want to share something with you that happened today. Just to open up kind of a realm of possibilities for you. And when you come in, say hi. Let me know that you're here, that we're together. I can't see everyone right now, so I know there's a bunch of people on. Say hi. Let me know that you're here. Come on in. So, today I was talking to my husband earlier today, and I said, thank you so much for supporting me because this week I'm going to be on calls at 7 o'clock. So that means you got to get dinner ready, the lunch is packed, to get the kids into bed. And that's something that we usually do together as a family. And I said, thanks for supporting me in that. And I just want to, kind of open up to the realm of what's possible for you, for me, for us, for all of us here. And what he said was, I want to do this. He's like, you don't have to ask me. It's just what I'm going to do because I know that when you're doing these calls, when you're working with your clients, when you're doing these challenges, that you are saving lives. You are saving lives. And I'll be honest with you, when he said that, I started tearing up a little bit. I might start tearing up a little bit now. And it's so true. I get so excited. I had some women join into the VIP group. And I get so excited when I see those notifications. And when women step into my programs or my coaching, I get so excited. And it's not only because I get to provide for my family in that way, not only because I worked for 20 years to get this point where I can share the gifts. But it's because I know when these women step in to the coaching, when they step into the programs, that they are changing lives. I know that every dollar that comes in my bank account from a client represents love. It represents a life changing. It represents a marriage being saved. It represents a family. It represents children being able to live in a peaceful and happy relationship and being able to pass down to them what a healthy, loving relationship looks like. And that's why That's why I get choked up. That's why I get so excited. That's why I show up and do these challenges, because even if you're not able to invest, I want to show up for you and make changes and make differences in people's lives and in your life. And I want to know that that's possible. And just for you, for being here, for showing up, for coming, you are part of that difference. You are part of that change that we're creating together. That change, that knowing that a family is going to change, children are going to change, lives are going to change by stepping into this, by stepping into the possibilities, by stepping into love. And so, really, I just wanted to say that, to thank you, to really thank you for being here, to thank you to my amazing clients who have really decided that they wanted transformation, that they wanted change, and they stepped into that in a huge way. So, thank you for that. And I appreciate you. And I know that so much is possible for you. And that's why I show up and I do these free trainings, to get you excited about the possibility of what realm of love is really available to you and what you deserve. All right. Whew. Let me shake that off. All right. So here we are in day 1 of the challenge, the communication challenge. Let me announce real quick. Also, you should know both of my kids are awake. They're running around, so you may hear them. You may hear my husband. You may hear my dog. So I apologize ahead of time. You may even see them, put their head in. My daughter likes to be on camera, so she definitely might put her head in here. So I want to announce the winners. So every day I'm going to be giving away some prizes. And it's based on participation. If you come into the live, if you are posting the challenges each day, whatever you're doing, I'm going to announce the winner. So the first winner is actually from yesterday, and I forgot to announce it. So yesterday, it's a beautiful leather-bound journal that I will be sending to Diana Welsh. So I chose the names randomly for my hat before I joined the call today. So Diana Welsh gets the leather-bound journal. And then I have a second prize for today, for people who posted today, showed up today, did the challenge, did the work. And that is my Boundaries and Self-Love package. And that is worth $197, and I'm giving that away today. That is going to be for Jackie McCluskey. So when you guys join, come in and tell me, get excited. The journal looks amazing. I think I might buy one for myself, but I will send it out to you, Diana and Jackie. Just send me a message and I'll make sure to get that program out to you, the Boundaries and Self-Love program. All right. So we're already 8 minutes in and I haven't even started yet. So here we go. I've been blown away by a lot of the comments that I've been seeing, and I know that you're really ready to truly transform your relationships and your lives. And remember, post daily for the next 5 days. You'll be entered to win a prize. The more I see, the more prizes I might be giving away. So show up, and I'm glad to be here with you. So you already know this. Each morning, you're going to receive an email that will provide a short lesson, a short challenge, and give you some daily prompts. I'll also post that in the Facebook group. Complete them, post them, look at other people's posts, see if you can get some inspiration or inspire them in some way. I have the 5 days planned out. Well, I have today through Thursday planned out. Day 5, I do not know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to see where there's gaps. I'm going to see what's coming up the most, and I'm going to choose to teach on that. So I'll be listening to you. I'll be seeing you. I'll be hearing you, what you need, and that's what I'll plan day 5 around. So there's a little mantra I like to use with my clients, and I want to kind of just have us all do it together. I'm going to put it in the chat so that we can all kind of do this mantra. Hey, Laura, the Zoom is not working. So it's not working with the Facebook Live. So we're going to jump onto the Zoom. Anyone in the VIP will jump onto the Zoom as soon as this Facebook Live is over. So sorry about that. All right, so here we go. I choose love over hate, hope over fear, grace over judgment, responsibility for my life over blame for my circumstances, curiosity over knowing, loving myself so deeply others know exactly how to do it, healthy boundaries, love and understanding of others. All right, there's your mantra. We're going to be repeating it every day, so you'll get used to it. All right. So I'm going to tell you a little story. It's probably 2 years ago now. I was sitting at my desk listening to this woman on the other side of the line. Her voice was shaking. She was talking fast, and I could almost feel the lump in her throat as she was trying to hold in her tears. She had been married for 20 years, and she was terrified that her marriage was about to end. She didn't believe he loved her anymore. Maybe you guys can relate. They weren't affectionate anymore. And she kept talking, and she finally took a deep breath, and she said, there's just no hope. I hate to hear that, because I always believe there's hope. So I offered her an opportunity to step in and coach with me, and provided her with some tools and resources. But her feeling of hopelessness kept her limited, right? It kept her on the defense. If I do the work and and he doesn't come around, maybe I'll be disappointed. So sometimes we don't do things because the fear of possible disappointment is too scary, too big. So we keep ourselves small and we don't actually try. Maybe some of you guys can relate. I know it's come up for me sometimes where I'm like, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I try my hardest? Oh, maybe I would have failed, or maybe I would have been disappointed, and that would have sucked more than the possibility of actually receiving what I actually wanted. She wasn't able to see the possibilities and couldn't really think how to move forward. So a couple weeks later, she texted me. Unfortunately, she told me her husband left. A week later, she called me back and she said with a twinkle of hope, Val, it's time. I want to step into the coaching with you. She said to me, even if I can't save my marriage, I'm ready to save myself, to create my own greatness, my own happiness. So we set up our first coaching call. She joined one of my programs. We set up our first coaching call. She sat down every other day at her desk, opened up the greatest love experience, and she did the work. She journaled, she completed the exercise, she started to see changes. She started to change her beliefs. She no longer believed that her husband was selfish. She no longer believed her relationship was a failure. She no longer believed she was a failure or unlovable. She felt empowered, happy, more hopeful and joyful than she had in decades. She finally understood what some of my past clients like Wendy meant when she said, the power to change my relationship and life is truly in my own hands. Or in my past client, Kay said, I've been able to overcome years of emotions and beliefs that were trapped and that held me stagnant. I gave up a way of thinking, you are who you are, because I learned that just isn't so. And most importantly, I took responsibility for my own happiness. And with that, I was able to find acceptance, compassion, and understanding for everyone I crossed paths with. This is not just about your relationship with your partner. This is about your relationship with yourself, with your kids, with your family members, with your friends, with your community. This woman, she finally understood the power of changing her beliefs, her thoughts, creating new patterns in her life and her relationship. And just a couple months later, she'd been struggling with this for 6 years. A couple of months later, I received a call from her. And I could tell in her voice that she was just like so excited. And she told me, she said, Val, he moved back home. His wedding ring is back on. And he and I have recommitted together to rebuild a stronger, more passionate love than ever before. We're creating our greatest love story together. I talked to this client about 2 months ago, I think. And this was almost 2 years ago. And she confirmed her relationship is still stronger than ever. It's gotten stronger since that day. She said, using the skills that you've taught me and understanding the power of my beliefs and mind, she said, I've never been happier. So maybe you can relate. Maybe the challenges you're experiencing right now are that of you feel lonely, unhappy, unfulfilled in your relationship. You're fearful that things will never change. You'll be alone or stuck in an unloving marriage. Feel stuck in constant arguing and defensiveness, or you're feeling completely discouraged, unsupported, and you're wasting valuable, precious energy, spinning your wheels, trying to make your relationship better. Maybe you're tired of trying. Here's the thing, if you're tired of trying, you're just trying the wrong things, that's all. If you're being honest, you probably truly desire to be adored, cherished, supported, appreciated. This is what I saw in the comments today. Feeling loved, free, deeply connected in your relationship, that you can feel confident that the two of you can overcome anything together. You can create a marriage that's fun, passionate, fulfilling, so that you can be proud of your relationship. You can show your children how to have a healthy relationship. And finally, have enough energy to achieve success in other areas of your life too. So what's the number one thing that people truly want from a relationship? What do you guys think? What's the number one thing? I think there's a little delay, so I'm going to look for your comments. What's the number one thing that you want in the relationship? Love, safety, security. Yes? To feel connected, adored, and loved for exactly who you are. And I want you to know, deep in your mind, heart, and body, that this is possible for you. We are just taking this one small step at a time. So over the next couple of days, you'll discover the 3 areas to create an awesome relationship, to create your greatest love story. It's reveal the broken patterns. What's the heart of the matter? What's really going on? The second stage is healing the patterns and the triggers. The third is transforming into the relationship you deeply desire. It's easy. Reveal, heal, transform. So we'll be diving into these 3 areas. And today we're going to start with beliefs and how they're affecting your relationship. So today you're courageous. You took a small step that can create incredible changes. This awareness of your beliefs and thoughts and how they could be affecting your relationship. Here's what I want you to know. With awareness comes transformation. All right, so let's talk about your level of commitment to change. This was one of the questions of the challenge, and your answers range anywhere between 0 and 10. I want to ask you, what is it going to take to get you to a 10? When you stay at a 5, 6, or 7, this is kind of like wishy-washy, like, maybe not, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, right? Maybe I'll put some time into this. Maybe I won't. Maybe other things better will come up. Until you're fully committed to happiness and changing your relationship, I'm talking a 10, nothing's ready. So get yourself to that 10 first. What's it going to take to get you to that 10? We talked about this. What will happen if you commit and you go all in? Healing yourself, your marriage, finding your happiness. And it doesn't work. Honestly, if you do the work, it's going to work. Okay? That's just what it is. If you do the work, it's going to work. But, let's look. Let's play with this. Maybe it'll hurt. And you may even fear that feeling of failure. If you go all in and it doesn't work, if your marriage doesn't change, then you may question yourself a lot. These can be scary prospects, but they're just really stories, BS, that we're making up in our head because we can't tell the future. All we can do is step into change right now to start creating the best possibilities for ourselves. If you do nothing, if you're not fully committed, nothing will get better. There will be 0 chance anything will change. If you do commit, though, I can promise you one thing. You will have more control, you will feel more strength, and you will discover your own happiness. So, would you rather stay wishy-washy and get 0 results, but you get to save yourself from the possibility that you may fail, and you'd have to deal with that feeling? Or Would you rather go 100% and get results, take back control of your own feelings and your destiny? Which one? Tell me, which one would you rather do? Would you rather lean into the possibilities or scurry away because of fears? Okay. Another thing I noticed in the answers, um, some of you put the level of commitment of your spouse or your partner. And I thought this was striking because I didn't ask for that in the question. I only asked you for your level of commitment. Because what I want to be clear on, this is not about blaming. At this point right now, it doesn't matter his level of commitment because here's the deal. You can wait for him to change and give him all the power of your life and happiness, right? You get to say, oh, he's not changing. That means I get to stay stuck right here and play victim, and here I go. I'm all stuck. And it's his fault. I get to blame him because he's not committing. No. Doesn't matter. Or you can get the tools, the right steps, take back the power to control your own destiny and happiness. Now, how powerful does that feel? Yeah. Doesn't it feel good? Step into that. Yeah. Dana, yep. If you stay afraid, you lose either way. Absolutely. You get to work on yourself, and here's the cool thing. A relationship is a dance. And when you start to change the steps, your partner starts to follow the new dance. There might be some tripping along the way, some stepping on toes a little bit, some time to get in motion, working together, but ultimately you need to decide and commit to creating your own happiness and changing the dance. If you go in at 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%, it won't work. I need 100%, 110%. So that's why we're looking at beliefs, why we're looking at patterns and triggers throughout the 5 days together, because you need to become aware of the communication cycles, because this is going to tell you tons about your connection. What we're essentially doing is we're saying, I'm becoming love. I'm becoming the greatest love in the world. And what's going to happen is I'm going to reach back and I'm going to say to my partner, do you want to join me? Do you want to come on this journey with me? 95% of the time they're going to say yes. They're going to join you. So once you start to understand this pattern, this cycle that we're going to be talking about through communication, you can start to change it. All you have to do is do one thing differently, right? So if you have a pattern, this happens, then this happens, then this happens. A happens, and then B happens, and then C happens. If you change B, what happens? The outcome changes. We go to D, right? So we just need to change one part of the cycle. One thing differently. That's it. We're going to dive into that more. It's part of what you're going to be doing in days 2, 3, and 4. You're going to find the pattern and you're going to figure out which part you need to tweak, which part you need to change to completely change the cycle and the dance. So, your big challenge today was to start looking at beliefs. Here's what decades, maybe even centuries of research has told us about the brain. Some of you probably know this. We have beliefs that are often created when we're children, maybe even babies. Most of them we're not even aware of. These are subconscious beliefs. I bet when I asked you to come up with some of your beliefs today in this challenge, you were maybe surprised by what came up. So, because you didn't really know what was there. It's like we're running on autopilot. We don't realize we're functioning off these beliefs. So, for example, if you were told your whole life, if your mom was saying, men are so lazy, you're operating off that belief and you're believing that about your partner, even if maybe it's not true. But you've been operating off that belief, so it creates kind of how you respond. Our whole life is run on autopilot from these beliefs until we start to see them and change them. They were created when we were children. So these are beliefs created by a 5 or 6 or 7 year old that we're still operating off when we're, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, right? And we're really only aware about 5 to 10% of them, generally. The other 90 to 95% are hidden, yet they're still affecting us. So here's the thing. Our beliefs create our thoughts. Our thoughts create our emotions. If I have a thought that my partner's a jerk, I create an emotion of anger, right? Or frustration or sadness. Our emotions create our actions. If I'm sad or angry, I'm going to lash out, or I'm going to retaliate, or I'm going to push away, or I'm going to try to pull my partner in so they can make me feel better, right? Our behaviors create our circumstances, where we are right now. Beliefs create our thoughts, thoughts create our emotions, emotions create our behaviors, behaviors create our circumstances. So that's also a pattern, right? A, B, C, D. We get to change one of those. If we change beliefs, we get to change the whole thing. Whew. It's amazing. So in the story of my client that I was telling you about before, she had this deep belief that she was unlovable, which she learned in childhood. And you guys might think this comes from trauma, like big T trauma, but it usually doesn't. It's usually just a little thing that happens in your childhood that triggers a whole big thing. One time, not every single birthday, one time her father didn't make it to her birthday party. She was 5 years old. Her father couldn't make it. He had to work. This is how sensitive these beliefs are. They can be formed from this irrational 5-year-old brain thinking. Right? He didn't show up. I must not be lovable. The 5-year-old thinking this, didn't show up, must be unlovable. He didn't show up, he must not love me. He didn't show up, oh, I must not be good enough. These things, they stick with us for our whole lives until we start to change them. So her beliefs, which created this thoughts of, this was her belief, I'm unlovable. So she started to have these thoughts, he's going to leave me. He'll never love me. And every time he wasn't completely enamored with her, her thoughts or beliefs would be solidified, right? They'd be proven right. They would just get stronger. That neural circuitry would, synapses would just go stronger and stronger and stronger, just reinforcing her original belief. So these thoughts of, he'll never love me or he'll leave me, what do you think she did? She started to withdraw. She started to shut down because that's how she protected herself. That's how her inner child, how her toddler would protect herself. Because then it wouldn't hurt as much. She got to go in her shell. You can't hurt me. Can't hurt me when I'm in here, right? Can't see me, can't hurt me. Nothing will happen if I'm in here, right? Here's the thing, when you're withdrawn or shut down, how will she be able to receive love from him? It's like a big barrier. You can't accept love with that big barrier in front of you. So you get to stay stuck in that original belief because you can't accept love. She can't, so her belief is again reinforced. And he feels shut out and disconnected. And if one partner is shut down and the other is feeling shut out, what happens to the relationship? You both become hopeless. You both stop trying at some level. Or you keep pushing, trying, open up, until it becomes so annoying, right? So, I asked you guys to write down the negative things about your partner, and you're probably wondering why. Here's why. The chances are every negative thing you wrote about your partner is truthful. That's probably true. It's your perception of your partner. What we call the core negative image of a partner. We all have them. It's your partner at their very worst. It's your partner at their very worst. It's not your partner all the time. It's a part of them. It's what comes out when you're both hurt. If it was them, if it was all true, you wouldn't have been with them in the first place. I hope, right? So we get stuck in this negative cycle. We focus on the negative instead of the positive. This is human nature. This is, unless we learn how to change it. So, you know what happens when you think of your partner the worst and you start to focus on these things? They feel it. And they will prove you right. And guess what happens? You get to go into your worst as well. And here it goes. The battle begins, right? Before my husband and I learned this, I used to believe that my husband was selfish. Too tough on the kids. Narcissistic. He believed that I was controlling. Acted better than, right? Because I'm a therapist. I know what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to change. And maybe a little bitchy. Now, every time he showed up as that selfish man, as that narcissistic man, I would get all upset. And I would turn into, guess what? My worst image, the controlling bitch. And his narcissism and selfishness would get worse. Right? Around and around we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Right? Do you understand this pattern? When we focus on the worst parts of our partner, our worst parts will also come out. It leaves us disconnected and disjointed. So when your partner shows his worst side, it's your job to stay in love. Don't show up as your worst. You get to stay in love. You get to stay in your healthy, wise adult brain and not the toddler brain saying, uh-oh, he doesn't love me. I better hide. Uh-oh, he doesn't love me. I better punch back. Uh-oh, he doesn't love me. I better, get angry. No. You set nice, healthy boundaries. And when you start to do this, the cycle starts to change. I did this in my own marriage by showing up as my best. Instead of controlling and being bitchy when he was being selfish or narcissistic, I would say, he's just showing up like that because he's hurt or angry. And it's not about me. It's not my responsibility to change his feelings. It's him acting from his inner child, trying to get some type of attention. And I would show up as I wanted. The greatest love that I know I am. I would show up kind and caring with boundaries, of course. Please, I always want you to hear me. With boundaries. You do not deserve to be talked to certain ways. You do not deserve to be hurt or put down or any of those things. Boundaries. With boundaries. But show up as your loving self, because we can set healthy boundaries from a loving place. Not to change him. I didn't do this to change him. But because that was the way I wanted to show up. That's who I wanted to be, right? So we have to start changing these beliefs and stop focusing on the worst image of our partners, because what does that do? It turns us into the worst version of ourselves, creating a constant disconnection. Do y'all get this? Yes? Okay. So I pulled some examples from a challenge I did a couple years ago. And I want to look at some examples. When I think he doesn't help me with the house or the kids, then I feel bitter, overlooked, and disrespected, which makes me short-tempered. So in this example, the belief that her husband doesn't help her makes her short-tempered. I'm going to guess here, I'm going to assume. Short-tempered means she yells, is not patient, or shuts down, which likely her husband will return with not helping. Why would he help? Right? They both turn into the worst parts of themselves. So what if we change the belief to, even though my husband isn't helping right now, he has helped by working hard, and it doesn't mean he doesn't respect me. He's just not sure how to help or how to show up. Or he's been told he's doing it wrong so many years that he's not trying anymore. So instead of feeling bitter, overlooked, and disrespected, she can look for solutions now. It gets to change. We get to look for opportunities and solutions because we changed our belief. Cycle broken. That's it. This is how we change things. In the last 10 years or so, 15 years probably, I think it was 2020. 22 years ago. Anyways, brain science discovered neuroplasticity, which proves that we can actually rewire our beliefs and our thoughts. And if we can do that, we ultimately have the power over our emotions, our behaviors, and our outcomes. That is exciting. This is what I do with my clients. So there are two ways to do this. One takes a long time, but is super effective. It's a slow and steady way to create brain change. You guys have probably heard of it, cognitive behavioral therapy, the work. There's been many people who have taken that and made it their own, but it's essentially cognitive behavioral therapy. And that looks like, sorry, I got lost. This is slow and steady way. This is what you do when you're going to therapy, and it takes 10 years to create change. It's kind of like thinking like diet and exercise versus liposuction. Then there's another one that's super fast, rapid, and targeted, and that's what I do with my clients. That's when my clients see like results in a session, in an hour. All right, so let's talk about the easy, slow, and steady method though, because that's easy to teach. So you can all start practicing today. And if you decide to step into the journey further with me, I'm going to teach you how to master the fast, rapid, and targeted one. There's just no way for me to teach it to you. It's something that has taken me decades to learn and practice and become really, really good at. So you want to take your beliefs and your thoughts and change them into something more helpful. And you're going to write this thought and repeat it over and over. Okay? So you keep repeating this, and your brain will actually start moving towards the new belief or the thought. The wiring in your brain actually changes. Let me give you an example. What if you believed you were lovable? Take one of those examples that you think about your partner that you wrote down. Now, is it really true? Is there a possible other version of it that would be more true and would set you up on a better path? For the example of the belief of I'm unlovable. What if you could believe that you were lovable? I mean, like truly, deeply, right here, truly believes that. What if you didn't think your partner was a jerk and you appreciated their good qualities? How would you start acting towards them then? This is what we do. We find the belief or the thought, and we start to change it. And we start to change it. We start to say, oh, my husband's being such an a-hole. And, okay, my husband's being sad 95% of the time. He's a really great guy. I'm going to look at him differently, whichever thought I decide to choose at that moment. We have like millions of thoughts going through our head a day. And I think they said 75 to 80% of them are actually the same thought in 500 million different ways. So if you can catch like 2 or 3 of the most of the thoughts that are really causing the most challenges, it's a snowball effect. You change 90% of those thoughts overall. So there's one belief that I really want you to truly look at this week, your own worthiness. You are worthy. You deserve to create the greatest love story of your life. You are worthy just because you are you, and you deserve this. You deserve the greatest love story of your life because you are worthy. And you know what else? Your partner deserves this. Your family deserves this. I think a lot of times right now in this world, in this culture, we mess this up a lot. The self-empowerment movement says, you know what? I'm worthy. I'm awesome. F you. I'm worthy. I'm awesome. Screw you down there. I'm worthy. I'm awesome. It doesn't matter what you think about me. I'm amazing. You know, you're no good anyways. But true healthy self-esteem, true worthiness lies in the I'm worthy and you're worthy. I'm deserving and you're deserving. I deserve happiness. You deserve happiness. for you, for me, for us. So this journey that we're going on, these 5 days, and if you're going to continue with me in the greatest love experience, the next 6 months of amazing changes and transformation, is about becoming love. It's about creating your greatest love story. And it will create ripples of change for you, your partner, your kids' kids. Do you deserve it? Do you deserve it? Are you worthy? Yes. Yes, you are worthy. You don't have to do anything to be deserving, to be worthy. You just are. Work on that. How important are you? On a scale from 1 to 10, how important are you? Tell me, right now, how important do you feel on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being, I don't feel very important. 10 being, I know I'm important. 1 to 10, tell me in the comments. 1 to 10. How important are you? 10. What do you really believe right now? How important are you? Not what I want you to say. What do you truly believe in your life? How important are you? 1 through 10. All right. Yeah. I'm going to ask you something else. How important, if you have kids, how important are your kids on a scale from 1 to 10? Yeah. How about your partner? How important is your partner on a scale from 1 to 10? Think about this. Is everyone else around you more important than you? Do you do for everyone else and not for yourself? Do you always say yes to everyone else and never say yes to yourself? Do you invest in yourself? Do you deserve to invest in your own happiness in your relationship? Do you do nice things for yourself? Do you deserve to do nice things for yourself? Do you show up for yourself? Do you show up for yourself? I want you to think about that. Really look at that. You are a 10. You deserve. You are important. And your partner is important. You are important. I am important. We are all important. We all deserve to be at that 10. And we all deserve to look at other people and not look down at them or not look up at them, but say, I get to stand toe to toe with you. You're important. I'm important. That's a beauty of a healthy, powerful relationship. You get to stand toe to toe. Your voice is heard, you're understood, you're supported. And you get to say to your partner, you deserve that as well. How many here are people pleasers? Raise your hand, or say yes, or give me an R, or a Y, and then R. Give me an R. People pleasers. Raise your hand. Yes. Oh, Nella. Diana, yes. All right. Let me tell you something about people pleasing. It's a patriarchal response that us women were taught in childhood. It's just not right, right? People only like you if you do for them, if you give to them, if you make nice cards for them and give them presents, if you clean their houses for them, right? As women, we find our worthiness and acceptance often, not all the times, by giving to others and then hoping that they'll love us for that. Sometimes we also find our acceptance through achievement, especially because I imagine a lot of you are high achievers. Sometimes that's how we find but it's the same thing. If I achieve, then you'll see me as important. Then you'll love me. It's a tit for tat type of thing, right? How would you feel about yourself if I said from today forward, you can never people please again? I ban you. I wave my magic wand and you will never people please again. How would you feel? Ooh, I wouldn't know who I am. No, no one would love me. Everyone would leave me. They won't like me. I'd be a mean, selfish person. Now, I'm going to say something that I want to make sure this lands. This lands in a way of creating change for you. And that's it. So I want you to listen from that perspective. This lands in a way of creating some type of change for you. People pleasing is actually a form of manipulation. I give this to you and I expect you to love me in return. Here's the way love's supposed to work. I love you. You love me. I love you. Okay. And here's what I know. So maybe that caused you guys a little bit of stress. Like, oh, screw you, Val. I'm not manipulating anyone. Screw you. And you know what? We need stress to create change. So I'm going to stress you a little bit. I'm going to push you a little bit because that's what creates change at the deep level. And I want to bring you back and provide you some safety right here because I know that's not your intention. You're not a manipulative person. Right? I know it's not your fault. We as women generally were taught this at a young age. And some men, you might see this in your partners. That's why we carry everyone else's emotional baggage around with us, right? We give and give and give. That's why we hold on to so many resentments because we give and we give and we give and we don't get it back. The truth is, if we keep over giving, the other person has no space to give back. We're saying here, 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 over here, over here, you know? Like Oprah. You get one, you win this, you get one, you get one. The other person has no space to give back. You can't receive. Even if they try, because you're so busy giving. You're so busy holding everyone else's weight. I want you to think about how this is showing up in your relationship. Maybe friendships. Maybe with your parents. Maybe you took on their emotional weight so much. Maybe you need to make them happy by giving them the straight A report card, by giving them the athlete, by doing things for them. You couldn't feel loved just because you were you. How is this showing up in your relationships? Where did your partner learn that maybe, where did your partner learn that you'll do all the giving so they don't need to? Where did you block out the space for them to start giving back to you? Or that they don't actually have the space, or maybe they're feeling overwhelmed by all the giving. Oh, this giving is so much coming. Yeah? I want to check out your comments here because I want to get the feedback. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. You guys are on this. Perfect. Here's the thing. Giving is awesome. I love to give. I'm giving to you right now. I'm taking time out of my day from my family to show up and do this for you for free, for no cost, because I want to see you change, because I want to see a transformation for you. My husband's giving to you right now because he's doing everything on his own for the next 5 days in order for us as a family, as a collective, to be able to create this change in other people's lives. I love giving. When it comes from the right place, I'm not giving to you expecting something back. I'm giving from a place of love, of wanting to give because I want to give, because I want to see the love grow for you. I want to see the transformation for you. I don't expect anything back from that. But that feels good. Can you feel the difference? Right? Can you feel the energy? When it comes from a place of, I have to give this to you or you won't love me or you'll leave me, or that carries a different energy than, I'm going to give this to you because it's, it's fun, because I love you. That's it. I don't expect anything back. A heavy energy comes from, I have to give this to you so you'll love me. Your giving actually becomes heavy for you, and it becomes heavy for the other person. And let me talk about it this way. It does feel good when it's coming from a really good place, doesn't it? It feels really good to give that special gift that your friend was really looking forward. Something that popped in your head that, oh, I think, da-da-da would really like this. And you give from that place of love, and you're not expecting anything back from it. It feels good to give. Let your partner feel that too. Let your partner feel how good it is to give. How good it feels to give. Stop over giving and give them space to give to you. And let them feel that warmth and allow yourself to receive. How much are you allowed to receive? How much are you open to receiving? Be honest with yourself. Because if you're not receiving, if you're feeling unsupported, there's probably a part of you that's closed off to receiving. Believing you weren't deserving of it, or believing that it comes with something on the other side. Allow your partner to give you that space, give you that gift, because not because it's going to make you love them more, but because they want to. It's no longer tit for tat. Oh, I give you this beautiful gift of taking care of the kids, working my ass off in my career, cleaning the house, planning everything, and all I want in return is for you to love me deeply. Not too bad, right? Blah, blah, blah. How about, I'll give you this beautiful gift of authentic love. And when you're ready, I'm open to receiving your love as well. This can't be done through a place of unworthiness, from a place of not good enoughness. You have to stand in your power. Know here in your heart, in the deepest realms of your soul, that you are worthy. You're worthy of everything you desire, and it can be yours. So many of us strong, beautiful, amazing women can feel like we lost a piece of us in our relationships. We lost our joy, our passions, our laughter, because we're overgiving. Because we're not open to receiving. Right? Because we don't believe that we're truly worthy. There's a poem that I found recently that some might relate to. It's called The Mask. Always a mask held in the slim hand. Always she had a mask before her face. Truly the wrist, holding it light, fitted the task. Sometimes, however, was there a shiver, a fingertip quiver, ever so slight, holding the mask? For years and years and years I wondered, but dare not ask, and then I blundered. Looked behind the mask to find nothing. She had no face. She had become merely a hand holding a mask with grace. Does anyone ever feel like that? Unseen, unheard. You just had to put on that smile for so long. Yeah. No more. No more. No more. Okay. In the greatest love experience, we're going to spend time embodying this holy, this worthiness, this self-love, this enoughness. I'm going to help you wire it in deep into your subconscious so it becomes a part of you. Because when you show up worthy, others treat you as worthy, as loved, as appreciated. You set nice, healthy boundaries, loving, healthy boundaries that teach others how to treat you. The greatest love story is possible for you, and you will go on the journey of evolution and growth to discover it. You will do what it takes to make your desires turn into reality once you know your worthiness. So are you ready for that? Will you each step into your own worthiness today? So we're going to wrap up today. And I want you to dream tonight. I want you to feel your worthiness and know your happiness and your health and your family is worthy of the biggest and the best. Because tomorrow, we dive in. Tomorrow, you're going to start to break down your own pattern of disconnection in your relationship. Then in day 3, you're going to dig even deeper and you're going to understand exactly why we do what we do, where the cycle comes from, and you'll understand your husband and yourself at a deeper level. This empathy and understanding feeds connection, and it's a must if you ever want to move forward in your relationship. Day 4, you're going to learn how to break the cycle in a way that actually builds connection rather than seeding arguments. And I'm going to give you a communication formula that will help you talk about almost anything without fear, defensiveness, or judgment. This will allow your partner to hear you and ensure you say exactly what you need to say without all the crap getting in the way. It allows you to stay toe to toe and use your voice. Take that mask off. Stop hiding, stop retaliating, stop yelling, be heard and be seen in a healthy, loving way. Day 5, don't know what we're going to do yet. I'm going to listen to you, I'm going to hear you, and then I'm going to decide whatever, wherever you lead me. So, we are here together, you, me, and us, doing this work, changing our relationships and our lives with each and every small step that we take here together. As we wrap up, I'd love for you to tell me in the comments, what thoughts or belief do you want to start changing today? Worthy of love and won't be abandoned. Yes. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of love. Here's the thing about abandonment. The more we fear it, it's a deep-seated thing. It comes from, I could go into this forever. It comes from our childhood. It comes from our trauma. The fear of abandonment. But the more we fear it, the more we create it. It becomes a pattern in our lives. Everywhere we look, we see it. It becomes a bigger and bigger belief. What we believe creates our life. Okay. Yes. Sheila, I love it that I'm worthy. Show up for myself. Absolutely. All right. All right, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. As I said when I started this in a rather emotional way, I'm proud of us together here because I know, again, every woman who steps into this, it gets to be a chance of transformation. And I'm proud to be a part of that. I'm happy to be a part of that. I'm glad that I can take my 20 years of experience and create that with you. So, stay tuned for tomorrow. If you have any comments, anything, put them in the Facebook group because that group is ours as a community. And the more we can put in there, the more it inspires others because what we think is personal is often universal. I think a lot of you can say, "Ooh, that was me that Val was talking about." And the reason I knew that is not because I know you individually, but I see you, I know you, right? Because these are common challenges. So there's fixes. I've seen it happen again and again. So come in, share. There will be another prize tomorrow for anyone who shares. For my VIPers, come back on to Zoom at 8:10. I'm going to send another quick email out to anyone who isn't here to make sure they know. 8:10, come back over to the Zoom for the VIPers. It should be in a text as well as a email, the Zoom link. So come back over for the VIPers. If you're interested in becoming VIP, send me a message, let me know. All right, ladies, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for each of you stepping into this today and to continue to make that micro commitment every single day. Diana, there's still time. You can message me. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.